So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So let's get into it. Alright, I got another Undisputed video for you guys. In this video, as I've had more time to sit down and play with this early access release, I can kind of form a consolidated opinion on what I think about the game. This isn't going to be like a full-blown review, but it's just going to be going over some things that I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing Undisputed. Of course, the first week of the early access comes with its fair share of ups and downs, and Undisputed is no exception to that rule. So I finally had a chance to actually sit down and actually play the game for a little while, and I can say I got some good gameplay and some good fights on the way, especially the comparison video that I'm going to do later in the week. But from the little bit I played, I can finally form a consolidated opinion. So I'm not going to hold you guys for too much longer, and I'm not going to talk forever either, because I kind of want you guys to enjoy the gameplay. But let's get straight into it. So as you can see on the screen, I am loading into an online match. Of course, I will start off the video with what I always start off with, especially for this game, is that connectivity is definitely an issue for this game. I don't like to start with negatives, but connectivity, especially in this game, has been a big problem for the first week of early access, and that's to be expected, as the strain on the servers was probably immense, as it is one of the most bought games on Steam right now. But I think that can be improved upon, and it got better after the first few waves of updates. You still get moments like you're about to see, and then just a few moments where you get that that horrific lag, which makes things infinitely more difficult for your opponent and for yourself. So connectivity is definitely an issue. Sometimes you get lagged out of matches. Sometimes you'll lose connection with your opponent. In fact, I played a couple games over the weekend where I got my opponent got disconnected. I had like a rash of like 5 different disconnects in one gameplay session. So connectivity, and I'm guessing that's not all on the opponent quitting. So I'm guessing that's more on connectivity issues. Definitely server side issues that can be improved. I know they made an attempt to do that, which I don't necessarily agree with, and which I'll get to in 1 minute. But connectivity is something that can be improved upon. So I'm expecting better things as the early access moves on, especially for server side connectivity. One of the pros, of course, the graphics. Look at these two fighters, Sugar Ray Robinson, Terrence Crawford. They definitely look like their real life counterparts. Sugar Ray Robinson with his signature white shorts, big long shoes, and that signature Jerry curl and mustache. Terrence Crawford, his brooding style, the way he hunches his shoulders when he fights. His face scan is perfect. His hairstyle is perfect as well. So you can really tell Undisputed and Steel City put their full effort into making the characters look as realistic as possible and look like their real life counterparts. Even some of the old fighters look spot on, I played a game with Joe Frazier, and he looks spot on. Even to the very single blemishes that they have on their face. Abrasions look nice, cuts when you get them, which don't happen all that frequently, but when you do get them, they look nice. You can see the blood splatter around the ring when you do get cut. And so the graphics are really the best part of this game. It's a modern boxing game that we haven't seen in about 10 years. So it's a good refresh for people who want a more modern looking experience. Again, there are some things they can improve, like the referee not being in the middle of the ring, or the cornermen just standing there and not being animated enough. But that's just minor nitpicks from myself. The venues look nice, of course. This venue doesn't really do the game a lot of justice, since it's an indoor stadium. I have I think I have a gameplay in here in which I'm fighting in an outdoor stadium. That's probably the best venue in the game, in my opinion. But graphics are definitely a plus. So if you're a guy that prefers graphics over gameplay, this is definitely the game to buy. But there are some things they can improve upon. there are a few scans that need a little bit of work. I'll just say that. Moving on to gameplay, just a few things about gameplay. Like I said, I'm not going to talk your ears off. Combination punching feels nice. I can say that for a fact, especially with faster fighters. Combination punching feels nice. If you know how to mix up your combinations in this game, you can definitely do a lot of damage. And with fighters like Terrence Crawford and Sugar Ray Robinson, that is a big plus. Depending on how fast they are, depending on how powerful they are, you can do a lot of damage, and you can really get your opponent out of there quickly. Body punching feels nice. You know, the punches feel like they have impact to them, which was a big complaint in some of the footage. Certain punches have a bit less impact to them. You can see that, you know, like when you throw body punches, you can see the opponent's body kind of ripple. They have that ripple effect, which is really nice. Power punching is a little slow and sluggish and really doesn't make a difference in terms of, you know, whether you hurt your opponent or not. And at least in my experience, since I don't use a lot of power punches like that, I know some people do and they're really effective with them, but I just don't like power punching like that. You know, uppercuts still feel pretty terrible, and for me, for a person that likes to use a lot of uppercuts, you know, it is disappointing that they couldn't improve upon that, you know, going into this early access. I feel like they can make them look a little bit more powerful. Maybe it's just me and determined on where I'm throwing them. But I feel like they could be a little bit more powerful. But other than that, you know, punching feels really good. That was one of the big complaints about it. It's not as stiff or as robotic as it looks on screen. Trust me, if you buy it and you play it, you'll know what I'm talking about. You know, of course, I won't go too much into the movement, as I've done that in previous videos. But, you know, loose movement is probably my favorite feature in any video game. You know, each boxer has their own type of loose movement. You know, each boxer has their own type of movement style around the ring, and it looks really good for certain fighters. Especially, you know, I had a gameplay of Muhammad Ali, and it looked spot on to Muhammad Ali's loose movement. And just the way he moves is just perfect. And a lot of these fighters move very well, unlike their real life counterparts. So I'm not going to go too much into that. But you know, some of the negatives I can say about this game is that spamming, yes, is an issue. A lot of guys like to spam power hooks. I'm one of those people who can get into the habit of spamming hooks at times. I try not to. I try to mix up my combinations, but when there's somebody spamming hooks right back at you, it kind of forces your action a little bit. I'm trying to get a little bit better at that regard. I'll admit it, we all do it, but I'm trying to get a little bit better in that regard. But in terms of as being an exploit, I feel like you can definitely exploit the hooks in this game. You know, the power punches, even though they're slow and, you know, I don't think they do a lot of impact. When you're spamming that, they do a lot of damage, and if you don't know how to avoid them, they can hurt your fighter pretty early. What's another thing? There was the issue that I brought up with, you know, fighters not being able to weave in the early access beta, and I think that was fixed in the recent update, but I'm not particularly sure. I didn't experience it anymore in the few matches I played over the weekend. Not to say it's not still there, but, you know, maybe it was a one-time thing, so I'm keeping an eye on that as well. The adrenaline system, especially when you have your opponent hurt, it feels like your fighter gets stuck in mud in times. And, you know, sometimes the movement can feel like that. It's like your fighter is kind of stuck in mud. Sometimes he'll stand in one place even when you're telling him to move back. I'm thinking that's kind of the weight distribution that's going on here, since it's using true realistic movement. But it's still pretty frustrating to tell your fighter to move back and he doesn't move. Part of that could be to connectivity. Part of that could be to some of the movement not being worked out, and, you know, bugs and glitches. But, you know, when your fighter's stuck in quicksand at times, it makes you really easy to hit. So, you know, that was another issue I came across. I think the biggest issue for me was, you know, some of the weight divisions that they removed from online play. They removed 5 weight divisions to try to improve match connectivity, and you know, to me, you know, I'm personally one of those guys that like to experience every single fighter in both offline modes and online modes. So it is a little bit of disappointment to see them remove half the fighters on that, half the weight divisions in this early access. Yes, they're still available in offline modes, The AI is its own separate video, so I won't go too much in depth about that, but it is disappointing to see some of the fighters remove in online play. Other than that, directional punching is still there. Check hooking is still there. The stamina consumption, it can be a little high at times, and it can be a little inconsistent at times as well. I've gone into fights where we've thrown over like 1,000 punches together, so take that as you will. Certain bugs and glitches where you hear guys breathing after a certain round is disappointing as well. You're gonna see this in this gameplay, so I apologize in advance if you hear any weird breathing from the fighter even after the round is ended. That's just a weird bug and glitch that I came across. And overall, I would have to say overall, this game is definitely in a rough early access state in terms of just technicality and some of the things they have to work out in terms of connectivity and some of the bugs that are going on. But if you like boxing and you like modern fighters, if you like good graphics, if you're a true fan of the sport, you like movement, you like all that stuff, all the intricacies of boxing, I think this is the game for you. It's definitely a fun play, and it's going in the right direction. And as Steel City continues to make improvements to the game and add different fighters, add different modes, maybe we get that career mode in an update soon. As Steel City continues to add those features, I see this boxing game becoming really, really good. So I'm gonna shut up talking and let you guys enjoy the gameplay. It was a very an entertaining fight in this one. My opponent was really good. Hats off to him. So yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'm gonna let you guys form an opinion for yourselves. Again, don't take everything I say at face value. Form an opinion for yourselves. But thank you guys for clicking on the video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. It helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Undisputed videos. Follow me on social media for daily update and content. And that's a big lie. Just follow me on social media, as I have a lot of cool stuff over there, and I do a lot of cool things over there. Leave your comment in the comment section and enjoy the video. I'm out. Peace.
Let's fight.
Alright, I want to apologize for all the weird, hefty breathing that's going on in the background footage. It's a glitch. If you guys can just stick with the video, and if you guys can deal with it, it'd be much appreciated. I don't know what was going on right there. It's the fighter stayed breathing for the entire fight until I actually exited out the game. So it was a major glitch and it was very annoying. So I have to apologize. But that is just weird. Those are the little glitches I was talking about when it's, being rough. All right, so thank you guys for being patient with me. I'm sorry for the big glitch, and yeah, thank you guys for being patient. I'm out.
One, two, three, four, five.
Look at he's absolutely knackered, man. He's knackered. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I love that. That jab's great. Just keep
Let's go. 9, 10. You're out.
The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. He's so big and yet so long.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from London, England, and standing at 6 feet 6 inches, here is a British, Commonwealth, International, and European heavyweight champion, the Juggernaut, Joe Joyce. Hiding out of the...
You've heard of people dancing. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. He misses with that jab. And back to life now, starting to land some punches. Oh, that left hook hurt him. Have you ever danced with the devil under the pale moonlight? That's what these two men are about to go through as they've been talking so much trash on social media. It's time to settle the score. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. He just misses with that jab. And he fails to score with that left hook. Keep an eye on this slugger. As you know, he's willing to take 3 to give 1. That's his game plan, and it's worked out pretty well for him so far.
If you get in with a slugger, they want to work at their own pace. Use speed, frustrate them, take them out of their comfort zone.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. This fight is closer than 2 pages. He's going to be the first one to get caught. He threw the hook, didn't land. Fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
And there's an uppercut, a big uppercut, and his knees buckled that time. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. fight is all about distance for this man, and you can see he's using that length advantage.
Very smart, very sharp. This is the fit young man style that he's got to get inside that long loop. Not many fights can do that.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. This one could go either way. Every round. He's going to be the first one to get caught. Defending. Both men step back for just a moment. Let's see if these two heavyweights decide to exchange bombs early or decide to box a little bit.
I've seen it so many times. One punch changes everything. I've seen guys winning hands down. They decide to showboat and show off, then blam! It's over. So they've got to stay sharp. One punch changes everything.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. And he caught him with a left hook. Quick punch scores. Oh, and there it is. The knockout punch he had been looking for. Not many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.
The cringy commentary is legendary. But jokes aside, Joe Joyce is absolutely terrible. He is so slow, and Tyson Fury was the worst possible matchup for me in using a slow fighter. It felt like he had no power. It felt like he had no speed on his punches. He was just lumbering around. And as you can see, the end result is me getting slumped in the corner. But, you know, that was Joe Joyce. If you have to use a heavyweight fighter, please do not use Joe Joyce. By all means necessary, pick somebody else. But all jokes aside, you know, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. Helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Undisputed videos. And I'll hit you guys with one more of these in the middle of the week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.